Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we are going to be making a mounting plate so we can mount a screen inside of the Sprinter and be able to plug in any phone to it. So let's jump right in. Right now, I am working on a piece of metal that I've gotten drilled out. I'm going to put links to all this stuff in the description down below, but I drilled out these two holes to mate up to this back of this monitor here. This is a 15-inch monitor, gorgeous monitor for 75 bucks. On Amazon. Really nice. So these two bolt holes will bolt up to the monitor, and now I'm going to drill out the space for this RAM mount, and then I'm going to mount the RAM mount to the Sprinter, and we're going to be able to have a screen up front for when we're parked. We can put something on that's low power use. Got two holes here. RAM mount should be able to bolt through it. So here's the plate before I paint it. I'm going to paint it flat black, Rust-Oleum flat black, because I don't want this to rust. And all this is a simple, it's like a construction plate to block off someone from nailing through a stud. So let's apply some black. Here we are inside the van. I'm doing a little bit of planning here. What I want it to be is somewhere on the passenger side, middle area, so I can still access all the AC controls and everything else when it's not in use when we're driving. This is only going to be used when we park and we get to a campsite or we get to where we're going here. So I don't want to be drilling anything into the face side of the dash. So that's my big thing. I'm trying to keep it clean, stock. So I think the perfect spot to put the RAM ball, which is this, is going to be here on the side. Because the great thing about the RAM mount is it can grab it from any angle and still be used. So I'm going to run some screws in here on the side, and it'll be out of sight, out of mind, but still a nice mounting location. Okay, so I got two little holes drilled here. I just laid the RAM mount there and then just knocked them out, and then I should be able to mount it up with a hand screwdriver. Just tighten up this last screw, and I'll show you the screws I'm using here in a second. Okay, so here we are looking at the back side of the monitor. Here's that plate, all painted nice and flat black, just a nice clean look. It'll match nicely back here. I'm going to add two little spacers, these little guys. And I'll put a link down below to where I got this pack on Amazon. Cheap. Always good to have some spacers on hand. So I'll put a link down to this down below. And I just picked ones that would work with the screws that I had, which is this set here. I'll put a link down below to this set of screws, which are all just machine screws. It's always good to have this stuff on hand, as you can see. I mean, it's, you know, if you guys do projects, you'll be familiar with the Amazon boxes there. So a spacer goes here, and a spacer goes here, like that. And then what we're going to do is first mount the RAM ball to this with a screw and a nut. So here's our connection with the RAM mount. And the nice thing about the RAM mount, it's like this rubbery plastic, so it grabs the back of the head of this Allen nut really nicely, so it'll act like a lock nut. And then I did washers and nuts on the back, super tight. So now it can be mounted to the monitor. So there's the finished result. Bolted on, solid. You can see your spacers right there. That's the final assembly. Solid steel plate. Now this can be mounted to the RAM ball. Let's go see what it looks like. So here it is with the RAM mount. There's two extension arms and a double ball joint. So it goes here, here, and into the back. You can see our mount that we just made here. And this is what it looks like here. So I can loosen up one of the two arms and set it away or where I want it to be. Now this is unsightly. I don't like this. I'm going to put in a power block somewhere back here and run some 90s off of this and make it clean. But for the video purposes, I want to show you how this little monitor works and why I think this is awesome. So this is an HDMI cord to lightning adapter and then an HDMI mini. So this is all just temporary stuff just to kind of test it out, but you can get an idea how cool this is. So for example, if I wanted to watch Formula One,
to this group that are still glued together. Carlos dropped away earlier in the lap and he's just come right back onto the gearbox of the Aston.
So that right there is basically the way this is working, is that the monitor is taking the direct feed in from the phone, which prevents me from having to use a Wi-Fi source to cast it to the TV. So it's direct wired in. So anything that's on my screen is going to go on here. So YouTube, Netflix, My Case Formula One, Hulu, all that good stuff. If you have a subscription, all that stuff will work on here. No problem at all. No latency. Then the cool thing about the audio, especially in the Mercedes, is that you just connect your phone to Bluetooth audio like you normally would. It plays the audio through your speakers, plays the video through the TV. So you can imagine the possibilities of this combo, whereas if I decided to do a big TV up here, hint, hint, we got a big video coming to do a big TV up here, and you maybe put in a port like this, which is an HDMI female port, maybe somewhere up here on the dash. If I plug in my phone to the port, we will have anything we want up on the TV up above without having to have a data plan, extra Wi-Fi, and extra all this other stuff. You could just use your phone to set up how you want it. So this is the video's closing. I wanted to show this. This may spark some ideas, and it's affordable. The monitor is $75. You got maybe another $50 in RAM mounts and balls and screws and stuff like that. So under $200, and you can have a little TV set up in your rig. Now, I'm going to say this right now in the video: never have this on while you're driving down the road, because the second a cop sees this, it's all over. Not to mention, it's super dangerous to be having a TV screen playing in front of your face. So this is for when you're parked, when you get to the campsite, when you get to where you're going, you're on your lunch break. This is perfect. And it's a 15-inch screen, and it's like a matte finish, which is nice. And the best part about this screen, it has a magnetic cover. So it'll protect it from the sun when it's not in use. It also works as a stand as well if you want to take it off of there. And those RAM mounts are very sturdy. It has a little bit of play, but it doesn't move. Like, it doesn't shift down and get out of sync. So hope this video helped you guys out. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll get you in the next one. Later.